Welcome back. This is episode 6
Mm-hmm.
for Keys and Conversation. Myself, Botter here,
Sean Seabright.
and we are Bowsright Real Estate Group.
Yes, indeed.
So it's been a while since we've been doing this podcast. It's been a couple of months now. We've been, very busy a little bit and,
Yep.
helping people move, helping people buy houses, just family stuff. Everything's growing. So it's been a while. Figured let's do it again, right?
Yes.
So episode 6. Sean, let's get into it.
Yeah.
How's 2025? How's this year been?
2025 or 2026?
Sorry, 2025.
Oh, 2025.
Sorry, we're in 2026 now. Happy New Year.
It was a shifting market. I would say that, there was a lot of challenges,
Mm-hmm.
especially within that shifting market. I think as a team we did really relatively well, right? We exceeded our goals and our achievements from 2024. So to do that in a shifting market, like it shows that, we're doing something right.
Yeah, and we can't express enough how much we appreciate our clients.
Yeah.
During the
Yes.
tough time, like you said, as you mentioned, for the past 2.5, almost 3 years now, we've been a team. We've gone better every year.
Yeah. Yes.
Awards aside, we did level up every year.
Yes.
So which is great and
help out many families.
help out many families. So we appreciate you guys and your trust.
Yeah.
First and foremost.
For sure.
Okay.
Definitely have this, put that disclaimer in there.
For sure. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here at all. So yeah, 2025 was, like I said, the economy wasn't the greatest. Shifting market, shifting into a buyer's market. The confidence wasn't there. The interest rates down south, changing of the presidents and so forth. So there's a lot of moving parts that happened in 2025. I think 2026 should be the same, relatively the same, should be flat or stagnant. And I think that, even I would say with all shifting markets and with all the obstacles and challenges, there's always opportunities.
Yeah.
Right. So as a buyer, when, you're screaming at the top of your lungs in 2021, 2022, oh, I can't afford, I can't buy, prices too high, whatever.
Yeah.
This is your time.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously, your financial makeup has to be, right for you to purchase for sure. And that's something that we go through as well, just to make sure the financial health is okay. But this is your opportunity.
Yeah.
Right. Because as we know historically, just with anything in life, what goes down must come up. Right.
100%, yeah.
We don't know when's going to come up. We're envisioning it to be 2028, 2029, roughly.
But anything could happen.
But anything can happen.
Anything could happen.
And right now, I feel that we are at the bottom. I'm not sure how much lower you could go. 3 to 5% more, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But this is your opportunity.
It is, because especially let's say you're trying to get into the market and, you have an X amount, like you said, depending on your financial situation,
Yeah.
maybe you can't get a townhouse at the moment, but the condo market, that is where you want to get in right now.
Yeah.
Because you could see stuff like a 2-bedroom,
Yeah.
1 bed, whatever it is. You're spending less than $700K.
Yeah. Under 500K. Under
Well,
500.
for 1 bedroom, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Two
But, like,
bedroom.
2
under
bedrooms, you could probably hit about. You get a nice spot for 7.
Yes.
And you don't see that.
No.
What's happening right now is a lot of the pre-construction companies, they're not building anymore, right? So it's like now what usually is people, whoever bought in 2020, 2025 is when it's going to be done. Or in the last couple of years, whoever started their project is not going to finish until 2029.
Yeah.
And that's when the market might turn around again. Who knows, right?
Yeah, that's what they're envisioning because, like you mentioned, developers are not building at all anymore.
Yeah.
They're only building rental purpose buildings. So if you're not building anything today, 2025 or 2026, and it takes 3 to 4 years to complete, a development,
Yeah.
subdivision, condo, whatever the case may be, we know that there's going to be a shortage then in supply. Even though if we reduced immigration, we reduced it, but people are still coming into the country.
Yeah.
There's going to be a shortage of supply come 2028, 2029 because we're not building anything anymore and people need somewhere to live. So that's when they're forecasting, but once again, we don't know.
You don't know. And it could happen.
Anything could happen, but that's when they're forecasting that prices will steadily increase.
Yep.
It won't jump through the roof, but will steadily increase because the demand now will be there for sellers.
But that's usually what happens though. Once people start noticing, oh, the condo was $550, let's say for example, and then all of a sudden it became $575, then it'll just become a trend.
Correct.
585, 600. Now it's like, oh shit, the prices are going up. Let's
Yeah.
get into the market.
Yeah.
And that's when the price will start getting back up.
Correct.
The history shows it. Back in during COVID times, everyone wasn't buying.
Mm-hmm.
But then it took that 2 week time where all of a sudden everything just jumped up the roof, especially like in Durham, because everyone wasn't working from home. I mean, everyone wasn't working in the office. Everyone wants to move abroad. I mean,
Yep.
further. So the prices went up. And now that's where the trend is right now, right? So that's what happens.
Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, like I mentioned, if you're a buyer, your time is now. You do have some time. Also, make sure that your financial health is solidified to purchase a property because it is a large commitment, right? But that's why we're here to go through the numbers, make sure everything's okay, and lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, just get your ducks in a row.
Mhm.
Get your taxes done. You talk to our mortgage specialist that we work with,
Yep.
and then go from there.
Yep.
So what do you think that's happening with a lot of the sellers right now? They know the market is a buyer's market, and what have we done this year that was either a good way or in a bad way?
I say for the sellers just have to be realistic with how the market is right now. Because your neighbor sold for X amount of dollars in 2022, unfortunately, you're not going to get that price today. Unfortunately, the buyer doesn't care about your renovated kitchen.
They don't.
Your new deck in your backyard.
Yeah.
Right. And that's just the nature of the business right now. It is a buyer's market. So they're in the driver's seat and they're the ones dictating price. Right. So as a seller, if you are selling today, it's more so just being realistic with your price, what you're going to get, because you don't want to over list your property because you're not going to get any showings.
Yeah.
Because there's so much inventory. You within a 5-kilometer radius, there's probably 20, 30 houses.
Yeah, you're gonna end up selling the other houses.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
So
be more expensive, right?
Exactly. So as a buyer, unless your house is like super wow, why would I pay for that and not go check out the others?
Yeah. So what we've seen is a lot of people, instead of buying that house for an extra 200,000-300,000 because the kitchen is new, they ended up buying something a little bit cheaper and spending only 40-50K, and they got a brand new kitchen.
Yeah.
Right. So they were able to kind of justify maybe just renovating, because it does come out cheaper sometimes, depending what you want to do. But it does come cheaper than getting a house that's already been done.
Correct. Yeah.
Now you have your own upgrades you want to put in yourself.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
And really just it always goes towards location as well, right? Like if a buyer really wants a house, they're gonna pay for it.
for sure.
But it depends on like the school, the location, commute to work,
Yeah.
all those factors
Atmosphere,
play.
the vibe, everything. Right?
Yeah, all those variables play into like the decision of purchasing for somebody. But I would say, as a seller, just manage your expectations.
Yeah. So a lot of the challenge that we faced this year
Yeah.
was just being honest with the prices.
I think that's what it was. We
lost a couple listings because we
talk about it.
we
Talk about
wanted to be upfront with our clients. Not really clients,
You're being
but
too nice. You're being too nice.
we want to be upfront with the prices, and sometimes people don't like to hear.
Yeah.
Right. There's a saying that goes, "A bitter truth is better than a sweet lie."
That's a good one.
Right.
I'm
So
gonna-
there's
I'm
a
gonna
saying
say
like
one.
that, which is you want to hear the bitter truth, because
Yeah.
hey, unfortunately, if your house is worth X amount, we understand. We also want to get to a certain price, right?
Yeah.
We want to get you there. However, the market dictates the price, right?
Correct.
So what we did was we were very honest, and we provided the numbers based on the comps, based on what the market's going. And they don't like it. They hire somebody else that just says, yeah, we'll get it for you for this much. But then what happened was, after 2 to 3 months of sitting on the market, they dropped it at the price that we said it would be around, and
Yeah.
sold it around that same price.
Yeah.
So it's like now they waited for that 3-month period just to get to that end goal.
Correct.
You would have done maybe even better at the beginning,
Yeah.
right? Because as your property sits longer, people start thinking, what's wrong with it? Why does nobody like it? Is there going to be problems for resale?
Mhm.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. It devalues it.
Yeah. So, what you want to say something?
Yeah.
Because I'm being nice.
No, honestly, we were just a little too transparent and too honest. Which, you know what?
That's what you want.
That's our motto, right?
I'd rather deal with someone like that.
I'd
than
rather exactly
hitting cost or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you buy a car, you want to be like, hey, this is the price, not like all of a sudden, what's this bill?
Exactly. We're not gonna give you the fluff. So I think what happened this year was we lost on a few listings, a handful, just by being too honest with the price that we should market it as based on the comparables, the condition, the age, the location of the property. And a lot of sellers just didn't like that. So once again, it's just managing the expectations and understanding this is where we're at as a market. Like if everyone else in your neighborhood is selling for 8, what justifies your house at 1.1?
Oh yeah.
I always bring this line in, and everyone just gets quiet. I'm like, if the tables are turned and you're a buyer, would you buy your house for 1.1?
They're most likely they'll say no.
They'll be like,
they're like, well, at the beginning they'll be like, yeah, but deep down, you know, they
know
wouldn't.
Exactly. So
you know,
yeah, I think we're just gonna continue that model as well. I can sleep well at night.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I'm not.
I'd rather leaving a property knowing the fact that, hey, I don't want to be disservice.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And also a lot of the families that we help out, they become friends as well.
100%.
Right? So when you do a good job and you're truthful and they see that you're honest with your work, like you build that relationship. And it's more than just work now. Like you hang out, go to the bar, games night. So it's like, I don't want to,
there was always a thing that I always say is like, I want to be in like the Christmas card of my clients. You know what I mean? That's how I want it to be. Like every relationship is like, either it could be like you said, like a party, or like, you know, we've been very blessed that way because we do have clients that come out to parties. We get invited to their kids' birthdays, etc. Like that. It's like that's what we want to build. Yeah, you know, because in the end of the day, it's like we want to help as many people as possible, and in the end, when they become our friends, is a bonus for us.
Exactly.
Right. So
no, exactly. That relationship part is key.
So what do you think? What else do you think is going to happen in 2026?
What I think is going to happen is I can see a lot of buyers that were priced out previously. I think they'll be jumping onto the opportunity to get into a condo because the entry level is really low and you make your money on the buy. Like if you're buying a condo for $300K, how much lower can it go? Like, let's be honest here, right? Like, I don't know how much lower it could go, right? Yeah. So if you're getting it for that price, 300, 400K, good location, good layout, I think over time, like it's going to appreciate in value.
For sure.
So I think you see a lot of buyers in the in the condo space purchasing. And then on the selling side, unfortunately, I think you will see a lot more inventory out there as well. People that are probably selling like an investment property or
especially right now after the new year, right? People waited for a little bit, so we'll probably see something February.
Yeah, because they wanted to sell last year in 2025. They're like, the price, we're not going to get that price. We want to get a certain price. And then we're going into this year, and if it's relatively flat, you can be like, you know what? Okay, let's just sell it now. Yeah. And just, not to say cut our losses, but like just get it over with.
Yeah.
What about yourself?
Same. I think obviously depending your locations and area, what you have, there are those homes that's in the ultra luxury. They're still selling.
Yeah.
Right, because that's a different bracket. And with regards to the condos as well, definitely if you're trying to get into the market and you're a single income and you have all this money saved up and etc., get into it. Yeah. And, you climb the real estate ladder where you start off with the condo, townhouse, and the house and build that way.
Correct.
Right. And this is the best time. Like you said, back in 2021, people are saying, man, when is it going to be our time? When is it going to be the buyer's market? Well, here's the buyer's market.
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
Yeah.
Right? You guys should be the one that's be like, let's take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much inventory, so much opportunities. Either you want to buy a cottage, you want to renovate the house.
Even with cottages, there's so much. Mind you, cottages used to be like unaffordable.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you can get like lakefront cottages in Muskoka, by Peterborough, up north, under $1 million. Like that was unheard of before. You know what I mean? So it's like opportunities are there. So what's going on with the team though? What's going on with the team? Like what's the goal of Team 2026? The goal is to level up. Level up. That is the goal. Hard numbers, can't give out those hard numbers. No, that's private. And we want to be able to grow the team, of course. Yeah. And hit our goal that we want to get as individual between Sean and I. And then
bring in a couple of more people to join our team and
Yeah.
kind of like grow the team a little bit, but also at the same time get quality,
Yeah.
people.
That's the main thing, quality people.
Yeah, people that's willing to learn, coachable, and just have the grind for it.
Yeah. Because it's a grind.
It's a grind.
People think that
This business is a grind. People think we're overpaid. First of all,
yeah, which is
they
crazy.
only see the sold sign, but they don't see the text messages, the calling back and forth, arguing with the other agent, dealing with like annoying agents.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? That's one thing about this year that I know that's been happening.
Yeah.
There's great agents that we work with, and the transaction is seamless,
Yeah.
easy going, and then there's those couple deals that we've done, and it's just like, how are you licensed?
Yeah. I think going into 2026, because of the shifting market and because everyone came a real estate agent during the boom and they thought it was all like selling sunset, I think that going to 2026, I've seen a steep decline in how many agents are available or licensed
Well,
in
especially
Ontario.
after paying your dues
Paying your dues, paying your fees
during
Even-
Christmas time.
if you're not doing any transactions and you're paying all these fees, they're probably like, it's
Yeah.
not worth it right now.
Yeah.
Right. So I think that we're going to see a lot less. I think we were at the peak, 2022. I think we we're like 93,000,
Let's see how many. Where
something
can you
like
see
that. And then
Where can you see that number?
I think you just go on Treb, man, just Treb numbers or something like that. We're at 93,000 at the peak, and then we went down to like 70 or something like that. I think we're going to see a lot more drop off in agents
See.
just because of the market.
In 2025, there's around 70,000 plus.
2025.
2025.
What was it in 2021 or 2?
2021, it says over 62. I don't know if this is right.
Yeah, that's wrong, man.
2022 maybe. 2021.
Either way, there's gonna be a drop off in I guess agents.
Oh,
That's what it is.
2022, 103,000 agents.
Okay.
Around 103.
So in 3 years,
That's a lot.
that's a lot of agents. So
Oh my god! But
so,
only
okay.
70,000 over, roughly around 70,000 were active.
Okay, so in 2022 we had 103,000. In 2025 we have 70,000.
Treb member. So Treb memberships, 103,000 agents and brokers were members of Treb in 2022. Just GTA specifically, 70,000. So that's a lot. Holy shit!
So drop off at 30.
That's back in No, now we have drop off by 30.
Drop off. So 30,000 agents in Ontario have either
In Treb.
Treb, have either parked their because at one point there was more agents than there were available houses.
Yeah.
So 30,000 agents in Treb have either parked their license or just said, I'm pivoting to a
Yeah,
different industry or career, whatever the case may be.
Because right now the numbers are Treb membership nearly 70,000, but Toronto itself only 40,000 active agents.
See? And the reason why, like I mentioned, is because during that boom,
Everybody wanted to be.
everybody wanted to become an agent because it was sexy. It was on reality TV. Everyone drives a Porsche and a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And they figured that, hey, all you have to do is put a sold sign, the house was selling, which was the case.
That was the case.
People were buying houses unseen.
That was the case. Well, the same thing is like you have the agents that think it's so easy to do the business.
Yeah.
And then you got the sellers thinking their house is going to sell easily
And over asking.
and over asking.
So it was just a weird...
Like even back then, like if something's $799, it's gonna sell for $9.
Yeah, right
You
off the
already
bat. Right off the bat.
$950. Oh, this house came in the market $799. $950.
Every house, condo was offer presentation. There was nothing that was, hey, selling as is or,
Yeah.
accepting offers anytime. No.
Nobody did marketing. Nobody door knocked. Nobody.
No,
Well,
there-
I mean, I'm not saying nobody did, but there are some people that still did that, that's how they've been staying in the business now on. But a lot of the people who dropped off didn't do that.
Correct. So I think the agents that you see now that are currently active are the ones that are passionate about the business.
Yeah.
They do the legwork. They've gone through the proper training, and they care about the individuals that they're transaction with. Right. I think a lot of people came into the industry just seeing dollar signs and not understanding how much of a grind it is to
Be unemployed every day.
Yeah, honestly, like you wake up, you're unemployed,
100%.
right? So I think, there will be a drop off, which we can see with those numbers.
Yeah, and I also spoke to a couple of agents. Some of them, they're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna wait for a little bit, and they're just gonna park their license, like you said, do their stuff, and then redouble in like in a couple months.
Yeah,
See how the market is.
And nothing's wrong with that.
No, nothing.
You know, you gotta do what's best for you, right? So
Yeah.
that's why I can see. Oh, that's why. Whoa.
Pause.
Whoa. That's what I can see. That's what I can see happening in 2026. Oh man.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So what else? What else we got? What else you want to cover? The team is, obviously Shaw and myself. We're gonna be focusing more on just building the brand in general. You know, we might even try to revamp some stuff. We might try to change our design, but other than that, it's not gonna be monumental.
No, I think for this year, because there's so much noise, I think this year we're gonna do a lot more seminars.
Yeah.
A lot more, like whether that's in person or virtually. A lot more video content as well, showing our personalities, but also just giving some, informative information, right? I think just be more present socially, you know, whether that's pictures, videos.
Yeah, posting on all of our social media accounts. We've been slacking a little bit, but obviously
It's tough, man.
it's really tough with everything that's going on. I know people are gonna be like, yo, you guys are just excuses. We get it, but also it's very tough, man.
No, it's tough. So
the brokerage is amazing.
Yes.
Updating all this stuff and doing all these videos and etc. It's just now it comes down to us.
Yeah.
We just have to. I remember my coach said to me once, you can't time manage. You just got to prioritize what's important. Prioritize the task. So it's like, I think that's something that we have to get better at, is kind of putting that out of the way first, so then you don't forget about it. So if we're going to be posting every day, that should be the first thing that you post in the morning, so then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to try to, do and get better at. What else you got?
Why is inflation's a big thing, right? Inflation's a big thing.
It is. It does, because of the inflation and stuff like that, it kind of fluctuates the rates.
Correct.
And everything like that. So they're anticipating a drop maybe this month.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll see.
Why is
It all
real estate a
depends.
hedge against inflation?
Oh, you tell me, Sean.
Well, it's a hedge against inflation because every dollar you keep in the bank will be devalued
For sure.
over time.
Yeah.
Right? Where historically, if you put your money in a hard asset, real estate, it's
Go
going to
up.
fluctuate month to month. But over the course of X amount of years, it's going to increase in value, right? So if inflation is 3 or 5%, hopefully your property, which once again, historically, just based on numbers,
Goes up.
increases 6, 7, 8%. So you're fighting against inflation while, your money's being worked.
Being active, yeah. Yeah, that's a
So-
lot of people don't understand that. They just leave the money in the bank and hopefully it goes up, but it doesn't work that way.
No, because the bank uses your money and puts into the stock market.
Yeah, they're making
They're
money.
fighting inflation.
They're making money.
Right? So it's like, keeping your money in the bank with a low interest, you're not getting any interest, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So are you seeing any market trends currently right now?
Market trends that I'm seeing is obviously I've seen a lot of stuff that's abroad.
Yeah.
Like in the States especially.
Yeah,
Like these
yeah.
houses. I don't know if it's real or not, but like the houses, 200,000, a mansion, 300,000, a
Yeah.
mansion. It's like, what's the catch? Is it beside an alligator pond? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I see them as well. So it's either, I always say there's two things. It's either it's a marketing ploy where they're listing it low and then it's really going to sell higher. Or it's almost like saying, hey, I see a lot of these houses in Texas. I'm not familiar with Texas like that. But the houses could be in an area where it's like living in Nunavut or Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
Like so far, or like it's just completely out the way.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so cheap.
Yeah.
So that's also another thing that I think about.
But like a good buddy of mine, he moved to Fort Lauderdale, and he's like, man, it's like the houses are kind of cheaper down
They
there
are,
than
right?
in
See?
Toronto.
Yeah.
So I mean, he has a pool, so that's great.
Yeah. Well, you need that in Florida.
So it's like it's amazing. So the opportunities are there. We have friends and partners down there in Florida too. If people are looking to move abroad as well.
Yeah,
And-
there's a lot of opportunity, especially with Florida, because you get Airbnb,
yeah.
depending on what county you're in. But there's a lot of opportunities abroad because the entry point to get in is lower. You have a vacation home, and then you could short-term rental it
Yeah.
to have some positive cash flow on a month-to-month basis, right? So
Also, we have those partners up in Dubai and in
Dubai.
Mexico,
yeah,
right? So that's something that
Tulum to be exact.
Tulum to be exact.
Yeah,
If you guys are interested as well,
yeah, reach out.
reach out, let us know because they have projects all the time.
Yeah,
Dubai is growing exponentially, and then there's
It-
also
it
Saudi
is.
Arabia. So we
Yes.
also the partnership we have with the MAC. They have properties
yeah,
in Saudi Arabia,
yeah.
in
All over the Middle East,
all over there.
and certain parts of Africa as well.
Yeah,
The main thing we're trying to say is like if like even with Dubai and Tulum, these places are exploding, and they're growing. It's always best to get in early.
before.
Yeah,
Even right now is a bit too
Yeah.
late, but it's still opportunities.
it's still opportunity, right?
Because the people that bought even before this became a thing is laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, haha, we got it for cheap.
And it's always hindsight. I always say that. It's
Always.
always hindsight because you look back like, I should have bought that house 10 years ago. It cost $700,000. It's too expensive. Then 5 years ago, I should have bought that house now. It's 1.1. Too expensive. Now it's 1.4. I should have bought that house. Like it's
Yeah.
always hindsight, right? Like I always say just get in because it will do the legwork for you,
100%.
right? So
That's it. Get into real estate and wait. What does it say? Don't wait for real estate. No, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. That's
Yeah.
that's the slogan.
So would you say that in today's current market, is it better to rent or buy?
Honestly, it all depends.
On
it all
what?
it all depends on the financial background of the individual or family. Right. There are some people that want to rent because they're not thinking about staying in Canada for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They might be coming to Toronto for, school or
We
whatever.
have clients like that as we speak.
Yeah, we have clients like that. They want to just come here to do schooling, and who knows, in 3 years they might buy, right? But at the beginning, obviously renting, especially if you're trying to move to a certain location. Like me and my wife, me and Anna, we moved somewhere that we really didn't know about. We didn't buy.
Mhm.
Right, we just rent it just so because feel. Do we want to stay here? Do we not? It's,
Yep.
testing water. So it all depends. But obviously, in the long term, buying has always been a positive thing.
Yeah.
Right. It all depends. If you're looking for, if you've been living or been renting in like a certain neighborhood, condo or whatever, and you really love it and you see an opportunity and you're able to buy, definitely buy.
Yeah.
Because then at least you could leverage from the equity of the house.
Exactly. And yeah, it's crazy because you always see on Instagram, everyone's like, and it's always like, I don't know, there's always individuals on Instagram. Oh, buying is your worst investment that you could do. Buying is your worst. And those people, they're in a Rolls Royce, never own a property.
They do own though.
And that's what I'm trying. These guys always tell you they have 3 or 4 houses, one house in the beach.
They're renting for sure, but
They own
their own properties. They're
Correct.
renting it out. They're doing the same thing. They're renting it out. They're doing whatever it is.
Correct. Because first of all, like you said, it really depends on your financial health. And, some people are able to buy, but they want to test out the waters first and
100%.
rent out. But you have to understand as well, even with the rates fluctuating this and that, 100% of your rent doesn't get returned back to you. There's
No.
no principal,
Yeah.
right? It's pretty much all interest that goes towards the landlord or the owner of the property. So when you own, whether you live there or if it's an investment property, like you mentioned, you're able to now leverage it
Yeah.
for other things if you want to get, if you want to get like a line of credit, equity. It just looks good on your profile when you have something, because then now if you're trying to take something, the lender, whoever,
They see you have the assets.
you see you have assets, so now they use that asset as a collateral. So it's like a give and take.
Yeah.
But if you don't have anything, they're like, your rate's gonna be.
I can't get you.
I can't get you because now if you don't pay me, I can't come for you for anything. So
Yeah.
I'll still give it to you, but I'll give it to you for 25%.
For sure.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, no.
and that's how it works. It's a give and take. So
So-
that's why when you own, like you have a little bit more
You could do whatever you want with it.
leeway and leverage to maneuver to get certain things.
You could own somewhere and then just rent it out and then rent wherever you're staying. What was the line you always say?
buy where you can afford,
buy where you can
rent
afford,
where you
but
want to
wait,
live.
Exactly. So you
Plain-
could do that.
plain and simple.
that's a lot of people that's on these social medias like, oh, don't buy, rent, etc. like that, because they already have so many properties that they own. That's
I
already.
can't believe I hear these things. I'm like, and they made money, generational
Already.
wealth
They're
after
still
other
doing it.
other properties. And then they'll come on, they've seen the Rolls Royce. Yeah, don't buy nothing. It's a bad property, or it's a bad investment to buy.
Yeah, but they're doing the same thing. They're just buying and then renting it out.
You have like 4 or 5 properties. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Like, it's actually crazy to me.
So, better watch out what you guys are watching. You know, not everything is glam as it seems to be online.
Yeah, you know what? Let me go on my little rant.
Okay, let's do this.
Let me go on my rant. So, the content you consume will shape your mindset, right? So, if your algorithm will shape based on what you're liking or sharing, whatever the case may be, right? So if you're trying to get to a certain level or surround yourself with certain like-minded individuals, like you have to really now follow, like, share, etc. Those type of
People.
yeah, those people or the content that's being you know, put out there, right? So when everyone always goes, oh, like social media is this, and so it could be used for bad, but could also be used for good. So a lot of people make a lot of money, you know, with their platform and social media and helping other people out. You're unaware of them because you're too distracted
with everything else,
with the foolishness,
whatever that's trending,
whatever that is. And
like, remember the whole, don't cancel me or nothing, but remember the whole Labubu thing?
Yeah.
Where is it now?
You're canceled, man. I have one.
But where's all the hype now? No one's lining up anywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a phase, but everyone was on that for the lot. Like every time, my feed was all that. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
But right now, it's like my feed, obviously, because I like food and everything, is just all food and blah blah blah. But yeah, it's just a trend. People like doing it.
It's a trend.
How many Labubus
people are
you have?
lining up for like.
How many Labubus you have?
You know, I have one. Oh my God's a gift. Don't cancel.
Did you dress it up?
No, I did not. I wanted to though. But it's almost So it's pretty much it's what you put in is what you get out.
100%.
And the people you surround yourself with is information that you're going to absorb as well. So you have to look at it doesn't matter what age you're at. We're always sponges.
Yeah. And a lot of people like to compare. They like to compare.
Oh my god.
That's the worst thing that's about social media, is like you comparing yourself to someone who you don't even know their background, how they got money or whatever.
You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know. You don't know what they're doing.
You don't know.
Behind closed doors.
Maybe they're not doing nothing and they're just renting.
And it could be degrading. We don't know.
You know what I mean? Who knows?
But the compare and contrast with everything.
Like imagine we're comparing ourselves to, let's say, like a Ryan Serhant.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
I'd be depressed.
Of course. No, honestly.
So sad every day.
Top broke agent in the world, pretty much.
He's wicked. He just sold his company for 45 mil, half of his company. Partnered up. But like, imagine waking up like, oh my God, Ryan got another $200 million listing. Like what?
So
we will never.
But there's two types of people now. It's either you compare to Ryan, or you're inspired.
Yeah. Exactly. I get motivated when I watch that show.
How can you not?
Damn, I'm like, wow.
It makes you want to go harder.
Yeah.
But people I don't know, a lot of individuals, I see that there's I don't know, they just compare them like, oh, why can't I be like this couple? Or, oh, why can't I be like this guy or girl?
Yep.
Oh, this person has this and that. Oh, I want to be in Turks as well. We don't know how they got there, what they're doing.
And who cares?
Just
focus
on yourself.
That's why when you see like race horses that have this thing here, right? So they don't care about how's this person doing. They're just focused on their lane and they just go get it.
Yeah.
They lose, but you're just focusing.
I like that example. That was a good example still. That was a good one. I don't know where you got that from, but that was a good example.
Hit me up.
No, but it's true. Just focus on yourself, focus on your family, and focus on the goal at hand.
Yep.
And that's why this whole New Year's resolution really comes into play. Where honestly, there shouldn't be a New Year's resolution. There should be a lifestyle for whatever you're trying to do. But if you're going to join the gym in January, make sure you keep it towards June or till December. Don't just do it for a month or two and then call it quits, right? Anything that you're doing has to be a lifestyle change and a mindset change.
You got to defeat father time.
Exactly. Daily deposits.
Hashtag.
Do the extras.
But yeah, so that's where it is, 2026. You know, we're going to do more of these episodes. We're going to make the time. Yeah. Because we're committing to it. We're going to show more episodes, talk about, we're going to start bringing people in again like last time.
Yeah.
You know.
I have one other question though for you.
What?
So in condos, right? If you're buying a condo, do amenities, concierge, security, lobby, does all of that matter when you're purchasing a condo?
Yes.
Why?
Because you want to know who's managing the condo. Mm-hmm. Because that will be make it or break it. Because we've heard stories that a lot of condos go bankrupt.
Yeah.
You know, they change management. this happen, they go through receivership. Whoever's dealing with the corporation or the management that's taking care of all that is very important. You know, if the security guard is just doesn't care, place looks messy, you could kind of tell.
What about the amenities?
Amenities, yes and no. I mean, I used to live in a condo where I use the amenities.
Yeah.
Some people don't,
Yeah.
right? I just figure if you're paying maintenance fees, what's the point of going to the gym? There's a gym downstairs,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, obviously, it all depends what you want to do. If you don't like swimming, the swimming pool important?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know, right?
I'll play devil's advocate. So
Okay.
I'll say no.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that just because. So, and it depends on your location. If you're
Are we
living,
just talking about amenities, or are you talking about also like downstairs, how clean it is and everything?
no, for sure. That matters.
Okay.
I'm talking, okay, I was the phrase. I was talking about just the amenities. Yeah, that's it. Based on location. Like, if you're living downtown, I've seen a lot of people, you live downtown, but you still have a good life membership. And you have a gym in your condo, but you're paying the maintenance fee for your condo. So it's like, if I'm in downtown, I would probably want as less amount of amenities as possible because downtown is my amenities, all right? And that I would say that will lower my maintenance fee as well because your maintenance fee is attributed towards the pool, the
For
sauna,
sure.
the gym.
Any condo with the pool amenities,
the party
maintenance
room.
fees gonna go up.
Yeah, the party room, the media room, the theater, the bowling alley, all that stuff, right? So if you're really not utilizing that,
It's a
you're
waste.
paying into something, and you guys are all pulling in, all the units are pulling into something that you're not really using because you're already downtown.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're living in like somewhere further out and you have a gym, this and that, by all means, because you're using that because your commute to access is a lot further. So that's why. But the lobby, the cleanliness, as well as like you mentioned, I will agree. Whoever's on board really is important. And I always advocate for owners, if they own a condo, to go on board as well. Because now you really see where the money's going, where it's being
100%.
allocated, the budgeting, the management, and that also helps out with like the maintenance fee. So the maintenance fee doesn't skyrocket each and every year because
Yep.
you guys are really managing the money correctly and appropriately.
And it goes back. At the end of the day, it goes back to the resale value of it.
Yeah.
When people review the status certificate, they're gonna be like, "Holy shit! This." Oh, sorry, I don't know if I'm supposed to swear, or not. But they're gonna be like, "Hey, man, this building corporation can't maintain their fees and whatever, and their
Yeah.
reserve fund is low. Now it's like skyrocketing.
Yeah.
You know."
And certain buildings have a hard time selling just because the reserve fund is low.
And
They
it's
may have a
scary, too.
lien, they may have fines, they may have lawsuits.
Yeah, special assessments about to happen. A bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
like
a
that.
lot of stuff. So, yeah, having the right people on board managing money is very, very key.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Drop a comment just to have if you guys want us to cover anything more.
Yeah,
Right. Like we said, we're gonna continue doing more of these.
for sure.
We're gonna bring some clients as well.
Yep, some guests.
Some guests as well, just to chat and talk.
And not only real estate.
No,
It's not
not
only
real
gonna be real
estate.
estate related. It's gonna be like
Whatever.
a wide range of everybody and anybody.
Entrepreneurs are gonna be coming. We have a couple other people, maybe significant other Sean's, you know. Shout out to Tats. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you guys. Have a good
Cheers.
day.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right.